Hello, people. It's your boy Osman back again with another fan calling show. The show where you, the fans, get an opportunity to come on and have your say regarding our latest performances. Manchester United drawing 0-0 to Manchester City in what was one of the shittest derbies I've seen in a while. As always, if you want to get involved, go to Usman Talks United Twitter page where the link is. Get yourself in the queue. At the moment, we haven't got many people in the queue, so it's a perfect opportunity for you guys to get yourselves on and have your say. We're going to get our first guest of the show, who happened to be the last guest of the show. It's the man from GNA. Ads. Yes, let's get him on. What are you saying, cuz?
Bro, I'll tell you this now, yeah. Yo, right, I'm going to go into the... Right, I'm going to say what I have to say first, and then I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to dig deeper, right? Today, it was not the best performance. But I know with our fan base, they're just going to find copious amounts of negativity and negative points. Yeah. Today, I don't think it was as negative as people think it was. The only thing for me is that was a massive letdown was it was a derby day, and our team didn't bring it, and neither did City. And that just really does provide us with key evidence that teams like Tottenham putting in better shifts than us. And it's not good enough because we are one of the biggest teams in the world, let alone the Prem, and we're not doing it. And I feel like our key players didn't really turn up today, and only a few of them did. But yeah, man, I'm obviously, you know me, bro. I like goals, and I like when we get wins, and I always search for the win, but we didn't get it today. But you know, man, we can't be negative, we can't be positive. You have to just a balanced amount of both, and hopefully beat Sheffield United next week.
Yeah, no, you said a lot of people are going to be negative. I can understand why people would be negative. I've done my match reaction. I've kind of had to think about what people are saying to me. Do you feel like Ollie I don't want to use the word bottle, but do you think Ollie was overly cautious towards the last stages of the game? Because some people are saying Man City were there for the taking in terms of, they didn't really turn up, did they?
No, man, I don't think City did. I think City were horrible today. I think De Bruyne was shit. I'll be honest with you now. I think he was shit. I rate Raheem Sterling pretty highly. I think he was the only spark of hope in that team. But he just kept getting slammed down on the floor by Maguire. Luckily, we didn't give him a penalty. But today, I think Maguire played well. I think Pogba played well. Obviously, man like Fred played well, and obviously Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw was
played really well. I was surprised about how good he was, to be honest.
He was. I think
Morris.
Yeah, exactly. I think him obviously doing that, it's all good, making these really strong committed tackles. But if you want to shorten down and face facts, he didn't really need to go in as hard as he did because they weren't really posing much of a threat. So on another day, I'm saying he slips up like a few times, but it's still good to see that he wants to make those challenges, even though they're not really there to be made. That's why he's not a man of the match today. But when you ask me.
But just coming back to some of the positives you kind of alluded to, you don't want to be overly negative in a sense. But, coming back to some of the positives, what do you want to take away from this game in terms of it's a 0-0? It doesn't really mean much for both teams in terms of, progression or moving up the table. It's just, it was irrelevant. Both teams kind of needed 3 points, really.
Yeah. I'll give like 3 pointers for both sides, so pros and cons. So positives, we were the better side. Easy, we were the better side. I'd also say that players, like individual players, played well. It wasn't just all of our team playing crap. Some players actually kept us in the game. And 3, to be honest with you, we dominated them in possession wise, touching wise, passing wise. I think
I've said this on Twitter and on the WhatsApp group, and a lot of people are saying, where did we dominate them? So can you please elaborate? Because I personally think that we were better than them on the ball for large parts. But when I've said that, everyone's like, what game did you watch? Like, in what sense did we dominate them?
They clearly haven't seen the stats or visually seen anything that we did today. I'm being honest now. I'm all down for slagging off our people on the pitch, but today the midfield was ours. The stats even said that we carried 32% to 15 in the midfield, and the shading attack, their defenders barely had any touches on the ball. Our attackers were having the ball more than they were defensively. So I don't know what these people have been seeing today. This is what pissed me off at the fan base. We just can't accept when we're better than someone. We just can't take it. I don't know what's our problem. Like, we just can't admit when we're better than someone. But when we're worse, they're all down. They're always down to admit that we're worse than a team, which pisses me off. And yeah, man, but the midfield stats, I'll definitely share them on Twitter after this. But man, we definitely dominated the midfield. I don't know what people are so angry about. We definitely dominated the midfield. I visually saw it with my eyes, and I said the stats would be shady on our side, and they did. The stats were always in our favour.
Yeah, no, I personally think we dominated the midfield as well. I thought we won that midfield battle. I thought Pogba and Bruno, we had a comment here. First comment, I think it was from Zane, saying Pogba and Bruno have to play together more frequently. I thought they do. I think that they control the game really well together. But in terms of the midfield itself, do you think we had to do we didn't really create any clear-cut chances? Let's be real. We had half chances most of the game, especially in the second half. We didn't. That chance that Bruno had right at the end of the game, that was the first shot that we had, really, from what I can, like a proper shot that Edison actually makes a save, which you expect him to save. Like, in terms of, the midfield and the final third, are you disappointed in the manner in which we've done that? Because a lot of people saying Oli bottled it in terms of he wasn't, should have given more.
I'll be real. Like I said, some of our best players didn't play well today. I don't know what people have been seeing. Bruno had an awful game today. I don't know what people are talking about. He was not the world class. He was not the world class player that we've been banging on about today. No way, bro. I'll tell you this right now. I'm always down to back Bruno and anyone who gets slander in our team when they don't deserve it yet. But today, Bruno was barely. I could barely see him today. He barely got stuck in the game, and I feel like I was talking. Obviously, I was doing a watch along. I was saying to my friend, I said, "But doesn't this happen regularly? Because whenever we play." Pogba and Bruno as RCMs and LCMs, and then we have the two holding. One of them always goes ghosted. Or one of them always has a good or bad performance. And I feel like Bruno was the one who did the rough of having a bad performance today, and Pogba really did shine today as out of them two. So yeah, man, I don't think Bruno had a good game today. But going back to your point, I think we need to wake up and actually swallow the coffee and actually realize that partnership is always going to be needed. Two players who understand each other.
I was about to say, it's insane what you're saying regarding Bruno. Obviously, he's disappearing for play. Look, Bruno does come in and out of games in moments, and then he has the quality to obviously get that assist or that goal, so to speak, where it matters. But in terms of Van de Beek, right, is there a case that Van de Beek should have got subbed on, started? A lot of people saying, how is he not being brought on? Martial came on very late to the game with Rashford. For me personally, was having an absolute stinker, as Gorgia would say. Do you think Van de Beek needs to come on? Do you think Oli got that right, or do you think that was a mistake?
Well, I'll say this now. The facts are he's sixth option. He's actually a sixth option midfielder. I hope you understand that. He's actually our sixth option midfielder. Like, McTominay and Matic should not be above him. The only three midfielders that should be above him, actually, you know what? The only two midfielders that should be above him on form right now are Bruno and Fred. No one else should be above him on form. And as a player and as quality, Van de Beek should literally be in the same column as Fred, Bruno, and Fred. Them four players are our best midfielders. And if we worked that system with them four today, we would have won, in my opinion. But Van de Beek coming on, I said 60th minute, bring him on for McTominay because Fred was having a better game than McTominay today. And I generally thought
McTominay was brilliant today. I've got to be honest. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying. I agree. This was me in the first half. I said take Fred off, and then obviously in the second half I was encouraging him to get taken off even more because I didn't want him to get injured. And at the start he wasn't having. He had to develop into the game, like that saying. You backtrack basically, and you have to acquire and actually take in development slower than other players, as if you reset basically, because everyone took us 2 steps forward and Fred took 3 back. So basically he was having to get into the game in the 20th minute after that knock with Kevin De Bruyne. That knock on his groin was I saw it was painful and I saw it was hurting him. got taken off, and then he ran right back on. I think with that, you can say his first half performance, like the first shade of the first half for him was poor.
Yeah.
He developed into the game pretty well, and I was kind of like, "Yo, he's not gonna have a good game today, so just take him off." But he'd only have a good game at best. But second half performance was brilliant. He was pushing us on from from the pivot position, and obviously just pushing us on, trying to give the few balls to Pogba and Rashford, and pretty much worked. But we just didn't have a final product today, and I thought like Fred had a good game today. I'd actually give him say he's actually one of the best players on the field today, man.
I personally think, defensively we did really well. Like, don't
Yeah,
get me wrong, Man City had a couple of chances, but the whole back four and Fred and Scott, really, you can't really fault any of them. I think they did their jobs. I agree with you. I think it was the lack of quality in the final third that cost us. I suppose Man City could potentially say the same for, Man City fans would be saying the same. They kind of missed that cutting edge last third. For me personally, Rashford and Greenwood, I thought Greenwood held the ball up well, but they just didn't do enough. They can't play together for me personally. I've said it on numerous occasions. But just coming back to your man of the match, you gave it to Luke Shaw. What were your reasons, and would you start him against Sheffield United?
no, I wouldn't give it to Luke Shaw. I said I wouldn't because I'm not going to give it to him
You gave the
because
man of the match to Luke Shaw.
no. First of all, I'll explain why I wouldn't because
Who
he
is your
can
man?
make
Who
all.
is the man of the match?
My man of the match is Fred.
Oh, okay.
And the only reason why that is because Luke Shaw, like I said, he made all those great challenges, but they weren't opposing much of a threat for them challenges to really be important as
Yeah.
people really did see them as they were. But with Fred, commitment. If he went off injured today and he was just like, nah, fuck it, I'm not gonna play well today. I'm just gonna make simple backward passes and just not try to evaluate on my game. He bamboozled De Bruyne and kept us running on the ball even when he was injured. Like this guy made that listen, he did that, and then I know he went off to talk to the medical staff at half time as soon as he did that. It was literally half time after he did that. The guy, I told you, man, he has quality and he will prove it one day, and he's proving it at the moment this season, and I'm happy that he is. So my job here is done. My job here is done. I don't need to. I don't need to
You're the
press the
biggest
passer
Fred
anymore.
stan I know, man. I love it. Absolutely, I'm a fan of Fred as well. Look, I thought he did his job. And to be fair, I can't really disagree with you giving him man of the match. Listen, as always, an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you for being the first caller. It makes a change from being the last one this time. Make sure you check him out on GNA TV. Him and CFS Gem always post fantastic content. So make sure you go and support the homies as well on their content. As always, a pleasure, brother. I'll chat to you soon.
Take care, bro.
Thank you, man. God bless. Right, okay. That was our first guest on. We have got one more. We've only got one more guest at the moment as it currently stands. Thank you, as always, Calder, for being very patient. If you want to get involved, to be fair, if no one else comes on, it's just going to be me and the Kojo show, but I don't mind that. He's a fucking legend. But listen, if you do want to spoil the Kojo show, come to Usman Talks United. The link is there. Come join the queue. It is what it is. But anyways, I'm going to get the man on himself from 3 in midfield. It is, of course, the Smiler, a.k.a. Kojo. Bro, 0-0. What a dead game. You're muted, by the way.
Yeah.
But, 0-0, man. Like, what is going on? Like, we spoke about, both teams can't defend, their attack is, well, obviously some Man City fans are claiming they got best defense in the league, but, we just, in general, we were expecting goals, and it didn't even look like anyone was going to score for most parts, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think we made life for their defense a lot more easier than it needs to be. Because you've rightly pointed out that Greenwood and Rashford together as a two just doesn't work. And again, today was another example of it just not working. Today was, I think John Stones got man of the match on Sky Sports, and it was probably the easiest day of his life. He had the most touches.
Man of the match? He's not doing jack shit.
Well, that's the thing. Because when he had something to do, it was easy for him. He made the block simple, easy challenges. It was basically for him, and him by himself got more touches than Rashford and Greaves combined. That's how easy it was for him. So it was an easy day for him at the office, and we didn't really trouble them, in my opinion, going forward. The only one time when we had a chance to trouble them was when Rashford was played through by Pogba, and he just rushed it, taking the shot with his left foot, which was not necessary at all. Which me have spoken about his decision making far too many times at this point. So all in all, it was a game where both teams just cancelled each other out. But some of our players played quite well. They did their jobs quite effectively, so I can't be mad. But I'm also kind of upset because we had a chance to take out City again. Really, in my opinion, I feel like we could have killed them in this game, and the selection was fine. I don't think it was actually bad. I wasn't mad at the selection at all, apart from Luke Shaw starting over Tellez, which I didn't understand at first, but Luke Shaw was quite good defensively, so it kind of made sense why he played. So other than that, it was a night game.
Yeah, no, you've kind of brushed upon a couple of things I want to talk about. First and foremost, for Rashford, right, and his movement is, for me personally, right. If anyone tells me this kid's a striker, I'm just going to completely disregard anything else that comes out of your mouth afterwards. I'm not hearing it. His movement is, people talk about Martial's movement, right? And again, I'm a fan of Rashford. I think he's got the ability to be elite, world-class, whatever. He's got the will at his feet. But his football IQ is so low at the moment. It is baffling. There's like him and Greenwood, right? Why do they not get in the box? Like, there's so many times, right? Luke Shaw somehow beats his man, whatever, and he beats his man on the wing. Wan-Bissaka beats his man on the wing, whatever it may be. There's nobody in the box. So what's the point? So everyone keeps slugging Luke Shaw for like, cutting back and doing that thing that he passes it. But what's the point? There's nobody to cross it to. Like, even from set pieces, like Luke Shaw puts good crosses in. We actually won a couple of headers for once because they're attacking it, but nobody's there like for the flick on or the second ball. It's just no one's anticipating anything. There's no intent to get in behind. I know, as you guys were saying on the chat, the players kind of bottled it. Obviously, people you can talk about Oli, but they just look scared to take the risk for whatever reason.
Yeah, I agree. And it's you mentioning it running in behind. I've criticized Martial for not doing that, but I'll be a hypocrite not to criticize Rashford and Greenwood for not doing it either. And funny enough, the two times we got close to creating something of merit was when Bruno made a run beyond and Pogba found him early in the first half.
Yeah,
and in the second half. Yeah, and the second half when Rashford made a run finally and Pogba found him, but then he rushed his opportunity. It's one of those ones where now I have to think: it's either A, instruction where your manager's telling you to get the ball to feet, or two, you are just not using the initiative, and you as a player are not being. I don't want to call it bravery because you shouldn't have to be brave to make runs in behind. You just should have common sense to try and attack spaces and all that. It's kind of a shame that Bruno and Pogba once or twice were the only ones that are really trying to make runs in behind or trying to investigate some area of space so that they can receive the ball and do something. So that's why it was easy for City today, because any team that's beaten City in the last 2 years has literally gone in behind many times. City are not great defensively.
Yeah.
John Stones is not a great defender. He's had to fight back to get his place back in the team, and credit to him, he's done that. I'm not going to take that away from him, but today was easy for him.
Yeah.
Ruben Dias, his first Manchester derby, and he had nothing of merit to do whatsoever. So, but I'm gonna try and stop criticizing. Try to go to the positives. I thought Lindelof was good. I thought Luke Shaw was decent. The midfield of I can't remember what to do this. Fred McTominay, they were solid. They did the job really well.
Listen, can I just bring this comment up here, right?
What's up?
You guys know that I don't rate McTominay, but I think
he was good, man.
Yeah, I thought he has an integral role. You saw the team sheet come out. Everyone chats in the group, regarding their thoughts, and quite a lot of people were pissed off that McTominay was starting. Let's be real, not just people in the group. You go on Twitter, you see it. I said straight away this was the right choice, right? Because he does his job. I don't think people understand. You don't need 11 players to be brilliant on the ball. Obviously, he helps. Don't get me wrong. But he puts himself about. He got into Sterling's face so many times at the start of the game, and he was just dragging him to the floor and just being what Fernandinho does for Man City, basically. Like, do you think he's not getting the respect? No, I'm not going to say respect, but like, surely, come on, he had a good game today. You can't say he didn't.
No, today was good. My criticism of him in the past, which I feel like I've been consistent on, is sometimes I feel like he doesn't read the game well. I feel like he's very eager to get involved in the battle of the game, that he tries to get into places where he shouldn't be. Today, I didn't see that. I saw a player that was a lot more composed in his football in terms of where he was positioning himself. And when he was getting into challenges and duels, my battery's about to die, so we put the charger in. So he was actually really good today, as was Fred. I think Fred, I've criticized him as well for his ball retention. Most of his passes were on point today. Whether they were sideways, backwards, I don't care. They were on target today, and that's the main point. So no, Scott McTominay should get praised today because me and you hardly ever praise him. So no one here is doing favoritism. Fact is, today he had a good game, and that's that. Game as well. Pogba played quite well. His passes were a lot more better, a lot more crisper. Back to you, not back to his overall best, but they were getting there. He was taking on players, trying to drive the team forward. So of course, he gave the ball away a couple of times, and people were saying that, look, he's giving the ball away. Bruno gives the ball away a lot of the time as well.
I'm sorry, but Bruno gave the ball away in so many
times.
Passes. Like you play that pass, we've scored. Like I didn't look. Beaks, I love you, but I can't believe you mentioned Pogba giving ball away over Bruno. Now Bruno gave it away way more times. It wasn't even close.
And
that's part of football, though. He's playing that risk passing it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what you're from creative players. Creative players are going to lose the ball a lot and give up possession because at the end of the day, they're trying to create chances. And when they're trying to create chances, if your player doesn't get there first, that's used as a give position away sort of statistic. So I don't get mad at Bruno for giving the ball away so much, but so I'm not going to get mad at Pogba for trying to do the same thing. And he was a lot more forward this time as well, so he was going to give the ball away a lot if trying to find someone. So I thought Pogba was fine. Bruno was not good today. Very much an off day. It summed up his performance when he cut in from the right side and then he hit that shot that went so far wide.
He passes it. Pogba was back stick. It just needed a dink. Pogba had the beating of his the defender then. I think it was, I don't know who it was actually, but I think he had the beating of him there, and they looked worried when Pogba was getting forward. But let's talk about the midfield in general. We've kind of gone through all of them individually. As a collective, I thought they did their job. Going forward, of course, we know we need to offer more. Again, a lot of people are massively disappointed with Van de Beek. Listen, I've been a slight hypocrite here. I've got to be honest. On the watch along, I was saying Pogba should come off on the 70th minute because I thought he was tired. He did look like he was getting tired. However, literally 2 minutes later, he did that marauding run when he went past Fernandinho. I was like, I'll keep him on. So I can understand why people would take Pogba off, but let's talk Van de Beek in general, right? Because I know a lot of people are going to be discussing it. What are your thoughts on the situation with Van de Beek? Should he have come on? And if so, we know Martial had to come on earlier. I don't know why that was so late. That was just weird. Rashford should have went off ages ago, but he didn't even come off. But anyways, that's a different story. But in terms of Van de Beek, does he come on for you? And if so, who for? Because should we go gun home, go for that W, or are we okay with that draw?
I think if Van de Beek comes on, truth be told, Bruno Fernandes comes off.
This is what I'm saying.
Because he was poor.
Everyone's saying Fred and Scott, but I think Bruno's the person that needs to
is. I think it's for me. It's probably one of two things. Either they're eager to see that midfield free.
Chelsea 1-0, I think.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Maybe they're eager to. Maybe they're eager for that midfield three to finally be together and see what they can do in maybe a couple of minutes. And because City weren't playing too well, I weren't offering much going forward either. Maybe they thought, and I understand as well. Taking off Fred or McTominay would have made some sort of sense because also Van de Beek is versatile, so he can also sort of sit back. He knows how to sit back and play that role as well.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been too risky. But if we're going to take someone off based on performance today, it would have had to be Bruno Fernandes because he just wasn't good today, and that's fine. Bruno Fernandes, I've said it myself, stinky performances, but numbers. At the end of the day, goals and assists, he provides them one way or another. So I understand why he would have to stay on the pitch.
He's got the ability to win the game later on.
Exactly. But today wasn't that day. And you could tell today wasn't that day. Anyone watching this game could tell today wasn't that day. In fact, as soon as we won the penalty, but it was called off offside, you knew the day was done for him. If we're being honest. So, yeah, because he wasn't going to...
Was it a pen for you? Because some people saying it's not.
It's a pen. If we're gonna give pens for the one that Liverpool conceded, and then there was a one a week after where
I keep going back to that West Ham one. No, when Liverpool got the pen, Salah on whoever it was,
yeah, exactly.
That's a pen, man. These are pens, man.
As soon as he's kicked his foot, it's this whole we're comparing it to the decisions where you wouldn't get it time ago, but you have to realize the game is now completely in terms of decision making.
Kind of messed that chance up, to be honest.
Yeah,
I know he's
well.
offside, but if he takes a normal touch, it should be scoring. Really, he's took a touch like the ball's bounced up into the sky, innit?
Yeah, well, he's trying to cut in because that's what he loves to do. Because I think after that
But
shot,
this is the thing. When he got played through by Pogba, Pogba has overhit the passes, took him a bit too wide than what he would have wanted. But I was happy he shot. I know it was a shit shot, the left foot one. The only reason I was happy was because obviously the shot was shit. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying, because he overthinks things. Like I can imagine trying to cut in and then not shooting at all, and I just standing on top of the ball. And he needs to be more aggressive, man. Like in terms of his decision making, he disappoints. He's so talented. I think, like he did run at his players once. He did run at his players once. Like I think McTominay made probably a lot more take-ons than most of our team. Obviously, it makes sense, but I don't know. I just felt like in the final third we were massively poor. But look, moving on to the Sheffield United game, we will wrap it. You know, Chelsea are playing Everton, and nobody else wants to come in. It is what it is. Before we go, we've got to mention Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on it, and obviously you've got to talk just briefly about Sheffield United. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? Did he bottle it today? Because I know a lot of United fans are going to be saying they were there for the taking. You know, Man City didn't turn, or whatever you want to say about Man City. But from our perspective, I thought it's manner in which we passed the ball from back was probably the best I've seen us do in a long time. Yeah, granted, Man City went relentless in the press, but we were passing the ball nicely from the back. You know, a nice little interchange play. But did we bottle it? Should we have done more going forward, man? Should we have taken more risks? Or you think the points now a bad result in the grand scheme of things?
I wouldn't say he bottled it. Bottled it is tough. That's a bit too stiff, but I wouldn't praise him either. I feel like the timing of substitutions is still baffling to me.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to be brutally honest, I also think Rashford should have come off instead of Greenwood. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Martial really link up unless it's a front three, but Rashford again was not doing well. I mean, even that example you spoke about.
Bro, look at that chance at the end. Another one that I can't remember who played it to. Pogba's one. It's on the right wing, and Pogba plays like a diagonal ball, like he's almost through on goal, and he just tries to control it, and he goes under his foot, and he's
that was another one.
And I was like, Rashford, come, just get one right in the game, and you scored. Like just one. So people are saying we didn't have chances second game, but it's because the attack kept breaking down because of Rashford. Like every single time the ball got to him, he either lost it or he just gave it away because he just made the wrong decision.
I feel like he needs some of time out in the team, just because I feel like he had a back injury last season that he played through, came back, then he got another injury with his ankle this time, and obviously he's not in his best form. I think he just needs maybe 2 or 3 weeks just bench time, maybe come on in 5-10 minutes. He scores
against West Ham. He comes on against West Ham at half time and has that unbelievable impact with Bruno,
which is what I think is better for him. Just give him that sort of impact time where he can literally thrive on the fact that defenders have been in the game for a while and they're starting to feel a bit tired. I feel like in this game, City were just ready for him from the jump. It was quite easy for City's defenders to deal with him. So, but overall for Ole, I wouldn't say bottled it. Bottled it is too stiff. Bottled it is like City were completely there for the taking and we did nothing to try and win.
They did offer a lot. They did offer something going forward. They should have scored, really. Let's be real.
They had
brilliant blocks.
Yeah, they created a lot more. I wouldn't say clear cut, but a lot more dangerous chances, especially with Sterling, who was killing Wan-Bissaka. By the way, Christ, he was absolutely destroying Wan-Bissaka. When he put Wan-Bissaka on the floor in the first half, and then he cut in a little bit extra.
He did, you know. Like,
I think he had him on toast.
He did kill him in that moment. Don't get me wrong. But then in other moments, then Wan-Bissaka got back, and you got the tackling, that kind of thing.
I know, but his positioning was worrying me, man. It was. Like another one when Gabriel Jesus and him were sort of like next to each other and he let Gabriel Jesus run first before he started reacting. That's the kind of thing that worries me about Wan-Bissaka. Seems like they were thriving on that quite a lot. Same thing that Angelino was doing in the Leipzig game. So, but he's the only one that worried me. The rest of them didn't really give me stress, to be fair. So other than that, it was okay. It was okay.
Right, okay, fair enough. Let's get Bob's in anyways. Obviously, Kojo, as always, before we'll let you find out Kojo just stay in it. It's all good. It's only yours.
Oh, okay, thank you.
We'll keep you because obviously I'm sure Bob's going to say something reckless. Listen, before we get your man in the match and stuff, Bob, just to give you a lowdown, Kojo said Ole didn't bottle it. To be fair, I've got to just say, since I've thought about it, I do think Van der Beek should have come on. I agree with that.
Definitely should
But
come on. Yeah.
I think it probably should have been for Bruno. I think man's drinking. It should have been for Bruno. Innit? But Bobs, how are you feeling, bro, after the game? You know, what are you saying?
To be honest, I'm absolutely fuming personally because we've just played against a poor City side who have been poor all season. They've not been convincing. They've been limping on. We play the formation. Do you know, I'm not going to get into the personnel. You both know what I'm going to say. But for the people watching and listening, I think he bottled it with his selection. I think we went too safe. I don't know why. I think he must think Van de Beek is not versatile or just can't play football. Look, Scott McTominay, look, when I first met you guys, I told you my thoughts on Scott McSauce. I called him everything. I love the guy. Obviously, being Scottish and stuff, back him and everything. However, fuck this emotional sentiment stuff, okay? Listen, what happened to if you played well, you kept the jersey. If you played bad, chop the bench, right? And against Red Bull, I thought it was woeful, personally. And look, and then I can play devil's advocate here and say, like, oh, okay, do you know what? For what we want to do, Scott's very crucial. I get that. But do you know, as the game went on, okay, taking Greenwood off and put Martial on didn't really do anything for us. Okay, Martial put his foot on the ball a little bit, but there was nothing. We had to take a risk. They didn't trouble us. You know, we contained a poor City side. Now, let's give them something to think about. And honestly, God, I would have took Fred off and then put Van de Beek and tried to show us, the fans, that you wanted to win. All he wanted to do today was just not get beat. And, you know, all I'm going to say is this. All he said he was going to be...
Does he sub on Martial? Does he sub on Martial, though, if he doesn't want to get beat? Like, I hear the Van de Beek.
But you're just replacing a forward play for a forward play. You're not doing anything different.
Yeah, no, I do hear that. I was saying to Koja, to be fair, like, I do get where you're coming from in terms of Van de Beek. He did need to get come on. You know, I think Pogba looked tired anyways towards the end of the game because you
could have done that, Usman. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You could have done that. I just think to myself that you are showing yourself so much right now. You came out and said, we're going to play attacking football. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You talk shit. Like, all jokes aside, you talk shit. And today would have been a great day for him to come out and win. Show some intent. Listen, he talks about playing the old United way. Fergie, to win a game, used to chuck on how many forwards? Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? You know, I was on the test and I said, oh, football's not changed. And someone made a good point, said, it's still the same football. Tactics are just different, blah, blah, blah. Today, we played for a draw. And it's fucking ridiculous. Like, the only thing that's keeping me happy right now is that Chelsea are getting beat. And literally, man, that was a chance went gone. And if you watch the game back here, they didn't really do anything to us. Maguire, I can't believe I'm saying this, had a great game. Luke Shaw had a great game.
Maguire was my man of the match.
Do you know, look, see how Maguire played like that today? Play like that every game. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Get physical, win the ball, let them know you're there. Do you know what I mean? It's your house. You're fucking captain of Man United. When they come to our yard, you show them who's fucking daddy. Do you know what I mean? And Fred, look, Fred's Fred. Fred done what he had to do. But for me personally, I thought Rashford should have came off. At me if you want, guys. I don't care. Rashford was inconsistent.
I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. Rashford was...
No. There's a few Rashford FC people out there on Twitter, so I don't care. At me. At Bits and Bobs _ check me out. But no, real talk. I just think that he had to come off. Listen, that chance here, this is why I always say Rashford's not world class. I don't care what anyone says. Suck out. Look, that chance here on his left foot. Are you dumb? You're not even left-footed. What are you doing? Take a touch. Do what you normally do. Cut on your right. Then hit it. Do you know what I mean? But for some reason he does that. And that's what I say to people, like, some of his decision-making. This is not Ollie's fault. This is the individual player, his decision-making. Like, what evidence have you done in your football career to say you can hit that first time? And this is what I always say to people. You can blame the players, but you also need to ask Ollie, what are you doing? What are you teaching these boys? Like, in training, are you teaching them composure? Are you teaching them how to judge men? Scenarios and phases of attack, because there was no reason for him to hit that first time. 100%. For some reason, he wants to hit. Why? Cut back on your left. And what I'm trying to say is that it's fine margins, stuff like that makes a difference for me personally. Scott McTominay, I mean, at the back post, you know, he's not really meant to get that. You know,
I think he's got a chance of that, to be honest. I think it's gone under him.
Pardon?
I think the ball's gone under him. Like, I think he's just completely... To be fair, Hal's gone very quick, so I'll give him benefit of doubt. But like, just coming back to Rashford and obviously the points regarding Ali, I'd love to hear what Cody said as well. But in terms of Rashford, look, I'm one of the very few people in the WhatsApp group that thinks Martial's better than Rashford. Obviously got my reasons for it. I just think Rashford's got all the ability, but he's got no football intelligence. He does this time and time again. I'm not gonna have a go at him because this is just what you expect. It's just Rashford, isn't it? He's been like this for so long. I don't know if he'll improve in terms of his IQ. If he improves his IQ, I think he could be world class. I think that's how close he is to being world class. He just hasn't got it in him at the moment. But in terms of Ollie and what you said in terms of setting up for a draw, I think the formation was spot on. You've got to put into context, right? Everyone is saying, "Oh, Man City didn't turn up X, Y, and Z." He did not allow Man City to play to their strengths today. He packed the midfield. He made it difficult for them to play down the middle. He kind of forced them wide. Sterling had quite a lot of the ball, in particular in the first half. Morris had a bit of the ball. He got pocketed by Shaw, comfortably pocketed. Sterling and Wan-Bissaka had a good battle. Sterling done him a couple of times. Wan-Bissaka done him a couple of times. It was a good battle, fair play to both of them. Sterling was their danger man today. And if anything was going to happen, it looked like it was going to come for him. But we kind of nullified their threats because we know they like to play the ball to De Bruyne. We were stopping the ball to get to De Bruyne. Every time he got the ball, the players would get on him. So for me personally, in that sense, you've got to respect what Man City have got to offer. They're not a shit team. People are talking like, "Oh, this Man City team's like they're a dead team." They're not a dead team. Okay.
No, they're not a dead team. No,
but I personally don't think he played for a draw. I just think both teams cancel each other out because up top, Jesus was shit and Rashford was shit. That's why it was
just garbage. But listen,
if they had Aguero up front, and we had Van Nistelrooy from both teams score, like that's literally that's how. Obviously, Van Nistelrooy's not going to be there, but let's say Cavani. So we got Cavani up front. They've got Aguero up front. I genuinely think both teams have scored today.
100%. But my point is that
for draw, we just didn't have any quality up front. That's what I think.
But then, I agree with you on that, right? But show some intent in the last 15 minutes or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know, it's like a striker. Give me something. Drop a shoulder. Like, Ollie could have showed something to say he tried to win the game. And I'm not being funny here, but if I'm Van de Beek, I'm literally side-eyeing Ollie like, what the fuck is going on here? Because how am I not getting on? Yes, Scott McTominay played well. Yes, Fred played well.
Come on. I do hear your point, though, because, for me personally, if you do sub Van de Beek in the last 20 minutes, we probably do win the game because of his quality. He has that ability to find that pass. He's got that quality. And to be honest, he could have, like Kojo said, he should have probably took Bruno off, really. Like, Kojo, what are your thoughts? Do you think we played for the draw, or do you think it was, it's just both teams lacking quality, really?
I think I want to try and say that we didn't play for the draw, but it looked like it, to be honest. It looked like we settled at some point, which is disappointing. But again, this is also part on the players as well, and it's particularly the forwards, because I'm tired of my forwards just getting ball to feet all the time. You've got Bruno behind you. You've got Pogba, a lot more advanced Pogba on the pitch this time. Not deep lying, not near the defense. He's more forward and he's driving the ball forward. And when he's on the dribble like that, the first thing he's looking for is a player running forward so he can play the ball to them.
You think that's Mbappe? He's going in behind, man.
That's why you see the difference for France. People keep questioning why is it different for France, because Mbappe, Giroud, Griezmann, they're all making moves to get into goal-scoring positions for him to find them. Simple as that. So our strikers need to do the same thing. That's why I'm so heavy on these guys, because I know Cavani's experienced, so he knows it, but Martial is not a small kid anymore. Rashford is not a small kid anymore. In relation of first team football, Greenwood is a small kid. So I've got time for him to develop that. And if he gets to an older age and he's not doing it, I'll be applying the same pressure. So that's why when you got someone like that, you have to push forward. But when you guys are not doing that, the players behind you are going to try and do something different. That's probably why Bruno wasted that shot towards the end. Because if you're looking in the box, he's going to look in the box and think, who the hell is making a move for me?
Exactly.
So I'm going to bang him. So it's a bit of both. But this is where I really want Ole to really go into training and say, boys, you need to flip him, move, make runs, because you've got creativity.
They need to just watch Cavani training. Whatever Cavani's doing in training, get Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood to stand on the side and say, fucking watch. because this is how you move and this is how you become elite. Because
Do you know what? Yeah, let me tell you something.
They got shitter movement than Uncle Agalo. It's like there were so many occasions, right, that Luke Shaw gets a lot of hate, right, and some of it is justified. But the amount of times he's busted a goal to get down the wing, right, and Rashford's just standing there looking at him, like running behind, like he'll clip the ball behind you, and you can run, and then he can come in after you, and then obviously try to get the ball off you. Like we saw that break on the right side, yeah. Wan-Bissaka to Bruno when they played those 1-2s, it was absolutely beautiful. It was beautiful one-touch football. And then it comes to the final third. What are they doing? They just want the ball to the feet every single time. Like Luke Shaw gets a lot of criticism, and I have defended him in the past, but I'm not going to defend anyone anymore, as Cole just said. You got to show me on the pitch. As Ollie, for once in his life, he said the right thing before the game about Pogba. Yeah, the people asked him about Pogba and said, "Why is Pogba starting?" He said,
"Oh my goodness!"
What people say off the pitch, he's going to be talking on the pitch, and it's for every single player. I don't want to hear people coming out on social media saying, "Oh yeah, we'll go again next time." Fucking show me on the pitch, man. What are you guys doing? Maguire, fair play to him. One of the first time in a long time, he showed that he's got a pair of balls. Man was everywhere, like beating, like made the right decision. Didn't go down to ground when he was 1v1 against Sterling. He was on job, but Rashford, man, and not Rashford, every someone else. They got.
Do you know when I played football, Usman? Do you know when I played football and like when you're in the youth and then you're in the reserves and 19s and whatnot? Do you know what some of the senior pros would say when they would say go to the games? And obviously, if you go with your tracksuit on, you get them for free, right? Do you know what they'd say to me? They'd say, whoever's playing in your position, so say I flip in, I played centre mid, they'd say to me, what's the centre midfielders? Just watch them. You will learn more watching me in 90 minutes in some of your training sessions. And what I'm reflecting, segueing that to is that if Rashford and Martial, if they want to be a centre forward or want to score goals or improve, just watch Cavani. Like it's
I think
so frustrating.
I think Cavani might have scored today.
There
was that one, right? I don't know if you remembered. When Greenwood was on the right wing, right? He gets past his man for the first time. He kind of slips and shoots, and it goes out for almost a throwing when he's on the right. He cuts onto his left foot.
Yeah.
Just pass the ball to Rashford, and then Rashford doesn't make the run as well. Like Greenwood. Okay, fair enough. Greenwood's made the wrong choice, but Rashford's not made the run. There's a guy here, right, on the penalty box, on the penalty spot, like just on the 6-yard. Rashford's here, and the Greenwood's there. Like he just needs to square it to him, but Rashford needs to get in front of his man. He's not done it. Like, what are you doing? It's a square ball. It's a tap in, and we've scored. If that's Aguero, he's there, and he scored near post, roof and net. If that's Aguero, roof and net, 110%, he scored. He's or at least there, or the guy has to make the block. You saw Cavani against Thiago Silva when Thiago Silva blocks it off Cavani, but Cavani's there. Like, if the defender blocks it, fair play to him. Do you know what I'm saying? But you've got to make the run, man. Like, it's just frustrating consistently. But listen, Bob, we're gonna wrap it because I know Chelsea are playing Everton. Is it still 1-0?
Yeah, it's still 1-0, man.
Is it Beaks coming? Beaks is coming.
Beaks is coming.
I don't know. He said he's coming. I don't know. See if
he's trying to run to his car.
He's coming on. Let me try and get to the car. Yeah. He's coming. So
we wait for Beaks. Bob's obviously while we're waiting for Beaks. In terms of moving forward, is there any positives you can take from this game, going into the next game? Because look, let's be real, right? Okay, granted, in the last 20 minutes, I completely agree with you. I do think Ollie bought the last 20 minutes to an extent. I think both managers did, to be fair. You got to remember, they still have 2 DMs on the pitch, which is baffling to me as well. Like, I don't know what Pep's doing. Like, do you know what I mean? He had 2 DMs against Man United, which is weird. Like, it's so weird. But anyways, that aside, in terms of moving forward, we got to beat Sheffield United. But are there any positives going into that game for you?
I think. Look, we kept a clean sheet. Okay. Which is always an important thing. Okay. As much stick as he had, and I never ever big him up, but Harry Maguire probably shot up a few people, including me. But he was playing against Jesus, who's half the size of him, so I'd expect that. So yeah, I can't really, Luke Shaw got 90 minutes. Fred and McTominay, No, we can't really take much positives, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you, because for me, it's just like having playing Arsenal at home, Chelsea at home. Do you know the last time we scored at home in open play was Van de Beek at Crystal Palace?
Is that actually factual?
Yeah. This is what we're working with, and this is a guy, who can't get a game, lads. Can't even get academy minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like, he can't even get a game. I don't think there's any positives for me, because look, did anything happen today that we didn't already know? Did we see anything?
I think there were positives. I've got to be honest. Like,
no, the clean sheet. The clean sheet was good.
The clean sheet is the positive. I think the manner in which we played the ball out from the back, right, I thought was world class today. I've got to be honest.
Hand them a heart at times, though.
No, but of course we've lost it a couple of times. Don't get me wrong, but the build up for once in our life, we did really well. Like, it was every time the ball got to the final third, the attack broke down. Like, defensively, Maguire and Lindelof, they moved the ball quickly. I say quickly. They moved the ball well enough to get out in tight spaces. They were playing 1-2s. They weren't just hitting and hoping. Playing triangles for quite a lot of the game. Obviously, I've alluded to that attack that sort of passing the play on the right wing with Bruno and Wan-Bissaka in particular, which and McTominay as well, who was really good in that build-up. But in terms of moving forward, right, let's talk about the formation, Kojo, because, like, do you think this formation could potentially get the best of our players in terms of what we've got available to us? So, really, for me personally, right, I would play the exact same formation against Sheffield United, and I'll just say McTominay, well played, mate, on the bench, Van de Beek, Pogba, Bruno, Fred, please tell me these. Like, do you think that surely he's got to try that before he gets sacked? Just try it once, because he's going to get sacked, Tony. Just try it one time, my brother. Like, surely Van de Beek, Pogba, and Bruno together, please. Like, I'm with Martial and Rashford up top, obviously. Or even Cavani. I don't know who's fit for that, Sheffield United again. But, like, in terms of moving forward, Kojo, do you think, what does it need to change for you? Or do you think this system works?
No, the formation was fine. It's all about personnel. Formation isn't really a big deal for me. For me, I've always been a fan, for example, for 4-3-3. One DM, two centre midfielders, and then your wide man and your striker. That's my kind of thing at times. But it's all about the personnel. Because you can play, for example, a 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, wherever we play against Leipzig, but it's about the players you put on the pitch. That shows your intent. That shows how you want to play the game. Sheffield United are rock bottom.
They're struggling at the moment.
If they win tomorrow, they hit 4 points. 4 points in December is appalling for any team at any level. So, for me, at the end of the day, this game is your chance to just go and kill them. Simple as that. There is no excuse whatsoever to play a counter-attacking style or defensive style.
Well, we beat them 3-0 when Martial backed the hat-trick comfortably.
Exactly.
When they were a good team as well, so,
Exactly. But I don't want to repeat of the 3-3 we had when we went there.
Oh my God! Yeah, 3-0 down at Bramley.
But then this is what I'm saying, though, boys. Like, there's no consistency. There's no guarantee to say we're going to go there and beat them, or they're going to come to us and beat them. It's just
I know, but we got to just discuss what we want, I guess, isn't it? And
new manager, a striker.
I would like to see those three together in the midfield. I think it's a perfect game for it. A game which you can control. The one midfielder that concerns me from them is Sander Berge. He's good. He's a good player, but it will be perfect to go for it. So if the information remains the same, I agree. McTominay, good game. Have a rest. Van de Beek in. Let's try and control the game. Try and get goals. If Cavani's fit, please throw him back in there so we can show some movement. And to be honest, I wouldn't even mind resting Rashford either. If you want to start Martial and Cavani together, I'll take it all day long.
Yeah, no, I think in terms of going into the Sheffield United game, look, they're as you said, rock bottom. They're low on confidence. They don't offer much threat going forward. We've got this comment from Brenda saying we're shit going forward. Basically, Sheffield United going forward are woeful. They haven't got anyone to score. Watch one of their players come and bag a hat trick against us or some bullshit. But like, we've got to let go of the handbrake. I agree with like what you guys are saying. I think we need to go for it. Like, for me personally, I want to see Van de Beek, Pogba, and Bruno start that game and take Rashford off. Like, I don't want to see anything else. It's not going to happen. But for me personally, just play gun home, man. Like, they shouldn't be scoring past us. They barely registered a goal. I don't remember the last time they scored. But yeah, listen, let's wrap it up because Beats actually gone to the City fan channel, so it's done us. But listen, bits and bobs. who's your man in the match?
Luke Mitchell.
Who?
Wait, who?
Luke Mitchell. Luke Shaw.
Did you say
I'm not giving it to Harry Maguire, bro. I'm not.
Harry Maguire wasn't the best player on the pitch anyway.
For us, I thought for us today, the best player on the pitch, I thought it was either Harry Maguire or Luke Mitchell, to be honest.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I just think, look, we're talking about positives, right? Look, Mahrez isn't a joke, okay? He may be a one-trick pony, but listen, he's effective. And I just thought that he nullified him, you know? And also, do you know what also like? I like the fact that Luke Shaw actually tried to be a bit progressive today. Harry Maguire has been doing what all my United fans want him to be doing. Be dominant, be a big-time bully. And just,
actually would have headed from a corner as well. It's mad.
Yeah, I know. And so personally, I mean, look, Scott McTominay played really well, but, you know, people probably say I'm being biased if I say it, but I thought Luke Shaw, yeah, personally. I'm not going to give it to Maguire. Never.
Kojo, who did you give your man of the match to? I didn't even ask you.
Who was my man of the match for United? Because I think overall, yeah, for me it was between Lindelof, McTominay, and Pogba. So I'll give it to Lindelof. I think Lindelof was quite assured in his game today.
No, certain man saying Pogba didn't play well, yo.
I'm not gonna even.
Look, yeah, don't trigger me because right now.
Not even gonna.
Did you see the pass? Did you see the pass? Pogba did.
Beak said Pogba didn't play well, right?
Yeah, Beak said that. I know. I didn't respond to that because I love Beaks. I didn't want to go to war and go to war with him.
Pogba wasn't great, but he wasn't great.
Well,
I don't think we got enough. We never got him on the ball enough.
No one was sensational. No one was sensational.
No, 100% sensational. Yeah. No one was sensational. But no, seriously.
Listen, I'm in for Harry Maguire. I'm not gonna lie, boys. I thought Harry Maguire deserves it. Out of the amount of shit that I've been giving him in the last 2 days on Twitter, I've been rinsing him. And, you know, fair play to him. It's against Man City. Yes, Jesus is not a good player, but his reading of the game was brilliant today. And I can't say that about him often. So, you know, I've got to enjoy it.
Someone who's like 5'3". But anyway,
yeah, your opinion. Against Sterling 1v1, you know, you've seen in the past people go recklessly to the tackle, clip him and get penalties. You know,
look, I'm trolling, man. I'm trolling. Like,
I know you're trolling. I just gotta get it in there. But listen, make sure you drop like, subscribe to the channel. Beaks has gone to the blue side of Manchester to do whatever he's doing. Fan reaction, but it is what it is. Listen, as always, make sure you stay tuned for more content. I haven't got a clue what day of the week it is, but we'll be back on a Monday. Just chatting shit basically to the rival fans. Hopefully Chelsea hold this L because Daniel's gonna get it on Monday if you do. But listen, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Kojo, quickly shout your thing out.
Yep, free midfield. Bang, actually going live tonight as well on YouTube to talk about the Madrid derby. So come join us.
Jeez,
right now. It's half time. 1-0 Real Madrid.
Kale's on. I will be slugging him off as always. Bits and Bobs. Love you, Kale. Bits and Bobs. Where can they find you, brother?
Yeah. So what? Type in Bits and Bobs on YouTube. That's my Twitter handle. Make sure you like, subscribe to the Captain's YouTube channel. Yeah, man. Look, just a quick plug. Obviously, that way. I would say just football content and also raising awareness on racism and discrimination and how we can eradicate the poison that's in society, not just football. So yeah, hit me up, man.
Yeah, go check him out. He's also on Football Terrors. Big man thing. You love to see it. That's our man from Scotland rapping on me. Listen, show love to all the guys. Obviously, Ads was the first caller. Of course, make sure you check us out. Usman Talks United on Twitter. And yeah, I'll shout out Ads as well. So he's on GNN TV. Apart from that, it's been your host, Usman. United 0, Man City 0. No, I forgot how shit we are, but it is what it is. We're still above Arsenal, so